Nice tipping.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, present you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. Smackdown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins now.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wrestling with Savage. Tonight we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw. We're going to be talking about AEW Collision. But first and foremost, I'm just going to show you a little something that I did over the weekend. Someone who I feel is the future of this business and someone that you should be on the lookout for. Savage live here at the Battlefield. Probably the stupidest thing I'm going to do all year, but I'm going to try to get a word with the Mad Butcher, Phil Insane. Phil, tonight we have BPW Reloaded. What are we going to see from you tonight here at the pay-per-view?
What are you going to see from me? The same thing you always see. Yeah, violence, mayhem, and destruction. As I call this my slaughterhouse for the rest of your days. Phil Insane has come to set you all free. And no matter the animal, no matter the challenger, the trapped look in the animal's eyes as I torture him, and he suffers, and he looks into my eyes, and he knows that I was born to murder the world. And tonight, we continue the spree. Phil Insane, the Picasso of violence, is here forever.
Yeah, that's my boy Phil Insane. I'm going to bring in my other boy Travis. What's going on, Travis? What'd you think about that promo? Would you rate it?
No, I thought it was good. It reminded me almost of a Sami Callihan promo to a certain degree.
Yeah, Battlefield's a good time, man. You can watch the pay-per-view live. I figured I'd show like a clip from his match as well. I got a couple of clips, but I'll just start off with one, and then we're going to get into Forbidden Door, and Travis is going to let us know who won all the matches. We'll talk about it for a little bit, and then, of course, we'll go right into Monday. What'd you think about that little clip, man? I'm telling you, man, Premier Streaming Network, you can see matches like that. That's just a little sneak peek if you want to know what happened and watch the full match. That's Spencer Slade, and I'm sure you can tell by looking at him, he's obviously in shape. I mean, he's a little much, and he looks like something chiseled out of a statue over there.
Well,
BPW.
It was a very different type of shape, but Phil looked like he was in really good shape, too.
Oh, no, Phil is a monster, man. Phil is an absolute monster, but I've shown him on the show a couple of times. I'm sure you've seen him before on the Wrestling with Savage. So, Forbidden Door. Go ahead, break it down for us. Let's see what we got over here.
Okay, so this match, MJF defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi by quick roll-up.
That was actually easy match for MJF, man. He even put it on his Twitter.
CM Punk defeated Satoshi Kojima. Orange Cassidy retained, which kind of surprised me, but, okay. So this was a big one. Sonata retained. Jack Perry, though, he turned heel at the end, laying out Hook. So
I remember that, and I was going to
heel.
save that for then, but yeah, we might as well just mention that real quick. Yeah, that was actually really good. About time they did something with him that actually has me interested to see where it's going to go or what he's going to do. And, right time, right place.
I'm more interested in Jack Perry now than I was going into this, so what should do. The Elite defeated the Blackpool Combat Club when Tomohiro Ishii hit his brain his brain buster on Yuta.
Yeah, I gotta say the MVP for this match though for me was actually Hangman Adam Page.
Yes,
I thought
absolutely.
He looked so phenomenal in this match, and just perfecting what he's already put into his arsenal of moves. He's very talented, man. Very talented wrestler.
So on their side, the winning team side MVP, definitely Hangman Page. On the opposite side, I'm actually going to say I was really impressed with Tenosuke.
Oh no, he's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. Those guys are two of the best in the company.
Tony Storm defeated Willie Nightingale after referee. That was the best match so far.
Hold on, save it. We'll get to the end. Just tell me who won. I know who won. Tell everybody else. Tell the Savage Kingdom who won.
Will Ospreay regained his world title by defeating Kenny Omega. And then Bryan Danielson defeated Kazuchika Okada by tap out, which surprised a lot of people.
Athena beat Billy Starks. I saw that. Who won here?
I didn't watch 0 Hour, but
I believe Adam Cole also picked up the win against Tom Lawler. No?
Adam Cole didn't have a match. He
didn't have a match, huh?
Sickness.
Oh no.
And then Sting, Darby Allin, and Tetsuya Naito defeated the Suzuki Gods.
The Suzuki Gods, yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. They did actually lay hands on each other, which I know Toto Watam was praying that wouldn't happen, but it did happen. I thought it was a good, iconic moment. Yes, Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega was the best match of the night, if not the best match of the year. And I might even have to say that Kenny Omega might be the best wrestler in the world right now after what I saw last night. Might even be better than Seth Rollins, goddammit. Kenny Omega, that goddamn good. That was my favorite match. It's sad that Bryan Danielson got his, hand, whatever the fuck. He got injured, basically. He's going to be out for like 6 to 8 weeks. I don't know if you heard about that.
I did.
You got anything else you want to add real quick? You want to give me your 1 minute take on Forbidden Door?
I thought it was a great show. The only match I thought was a little disappointing, the match itself, was the Jungle Boy, Jack Perry, and Sonata match, but that heel turn at the end made it absolutely worth watching the match. So,
big shout out to Steven Chambers. So Adam Cole had the flu and he was done for. No match for him. It's okay. That's what happens. It happens. Monday Night Raw, though, tonight.
Forbidden Door was better, in my opinion, Steven Chambers, but they were both phenomenal.
Hottest couple in pro wrestling today, man. My man Dominic can't even get a word in. The heat is that unreal. The crowd was all over his ass. Rhea had to basically save him and kind of save the segment a little bit because this poor kid can't even talk right now. He can't even say anything. Yeah, you're right, Steven. That is the first time Okada submitted in 8 years. Steven over here dropping the knowledge. Cody Rhodes going to come out, the American Nightmare, basically talking some shit himself. You get the Cody chants. Everybody's going wild. He's looking good with the suit, looking like $10 million. Basically, the short and sweet of it is Dom is a child, says Cody. You're just a child. I wonder if you're even half the man that your father is. He went off on Dom over here, who has been... The show did start off showing us vignettes of basically everything Dom's been doing to Cody Rhodes. So Dom has been getting under his skin. What did you think of the opening segment? Was it necessary? Should there have been something different? Would you have booked it differently?
I actually thought this was a great example of what an opening segment should be. Did it take too long? Did it, drag on for that? It was, he played the part of the heel. Cody came out and played the face. Then, then the heel slinks away. I thought it was a good opening promo.
It was good for what it was, but overall, I would have booked this a lot more personal and a lot more high tech. Great camera fucking shots of high quality vignettes. They have no problem getting Johnny Gargano's daughter and wife involved in a storyline here. Why not pull the trigger on Brandy Rhodes and Cody's daughter, who he has no problem taking pictures of and putting it all over his social? Why not take it to a higher level to elevate Dom and yourself as serious contenders in storytelling and put yourself right up there with the Bloodline storytelling, which, by the way, all the storytelling they've done has pretty much always been in the building. And once in a while they're at a restaurant or something like that. They don't really go all out with the extravagant fucking vignettes, which is rare to see good storytelling done that way. I'm not saying it can't be done. The Bloodline are a good example of it being done. But I feel like Dom is a rising star. Rhea Ripley is the women's world champion. Cody Rhodes is arguably the hottest wrestler in the world. They're stars. Use them as such. To give them the Hollywood treatment. Not every week in the ring with a dumb fucking sneak attack. It's getting boring and old. Let's see a sneak attack personal. Cody's out shopping at the mall with his wife and daughter. They're having a great time. Cody's trying on some clothes in the dressing room, and Dom just snaps.
Well, yeah, like you're a father, and if you saw another father, like him get a sneak attack or whatever you're talking about, like his kid's there, would you not, as a father, instantly be like, man, I want to see Cody kick this guy's ass. I'm invested. Now I'm going to pay to see this because I want to watch this pay-per-view because I want to see Cody kick Dominic's ass.
Oh, and I'm pretty sure you will. I don't have any doubt about it. Steven, I do absolutely see Brock Lesnar getting involved in this match because I can't see Cody losing clean. I don't think they're going to let Dom lose clean. So they're going to have probably a banger of a match, 20 minutes, to show that Dom can wrestle and have ability to compete with a Cody Rhodes just a little bit. But at the end of the day, the shenanigans will pull through. And if not Brock, you have Damian, you have Finn Balor, you have Rhea Ripley, for Christ's sakes. He doesn't really need much. Any of those people can come out and cause him to lose.
I'm willing to bet money it's going to be Brock.
Probably is. And then that's going to set up their SummerSlam match. Makes sense. Shinsuke Nakamura, though, coming out, commanding the crowd just as well as Seth Rollins. And honestly, Savannah, Georgia, absolutely in love with Shinsuke Nakamura. He got a huge pop, well-deserved huge pop. He's showing everybody that he can be the face that runs the place. He can be the champion of this fucking place. Maybe he'll win Money in the Bank. Ricochet coming out. They're going to have a matchup, and this is like a pay-per-view match. I don't care what anybody says. This is a pay-per-view quality match that we got on Monday Night Raw with a clean finish and good storytelling. I like the fact that Bronson was in there and he got ejected, and the match ended with a clean pinfall victory. Ricochet looking incredible in every single aspect of the game, from selling to delivering offensive maneuvers. My man was all over the place, bro. And if you look here at the end, his foot is right next to the Money in the Bank briefcase. So if that doesn't give you a crisp definition of what this man's athletic ability is, I don't know what will. What did you think of this match?
I've said for years Ricochet is one of the best. I loved Ricochet even back when he was Prince Puma in Lucha Underground. I've always known this man is a world champion level talent. The problem is he was too small for Vince. Vince never saw it that way. Yes, I know Vince is gone now. Triple H, I think he kind of sees him being that, but he's like, but I've got to take the time to build him back up to it. You know, he was brought down so much, and people were like, oh, yeah, he's athletic, but he's just there. It's like, you've got to build him back up. You can't just go, okay, overnight, now you get to be world champion again.
Well, he's a star, and they're definitely teasing his abilities all the time on TV. They take advantage of his abilities on TV. They give him match time. He gets TV time. Gets to showcase what he can do. That's why he has fans, man, because of this crazy shit.
Do you think we start seeing Nakamura do crazy? Ricochet start doing crazy spots in the Rumble like Kofi does, or do you think that's
probably maybe even crazier at some point? But Steven Chambers, to respond to what you're saying, Nakamura needs to get out of the WWE. I think opposite. I think he needs to cling on to the WWE because he is their one key Japanese wrestler. He's like their marquee Japanese wrestler. No matter who goes over there, they're never going to outrank or outshine Nakamura. No? Am I wrong about that?
The only two ones I could see happening... Well, first of all, let me say this. You forgot about Asuka. She's Japanese, but...
male. We're talking about male.
Okay, male. No, the only thing that I could see...
Forget about Asuka.
Right. The only thing I could see it being like, if WWE, and it'll never happen, but if WWE could somehow convince them to sign, like a Kazuchika Okada, Tetsuya Naito, maybe... But there's no way that's ever going to happen.
None of those guys are coming in and touching Shinsuke right now. I don't care what you say. Maybe some new guy. Maybe Takeshita. Takeshita, maybe. Because he's young. Coming up.
Oh, Lord. Here we go with the thanks, Vince. It's crap already.
Yeah, but he's not on Shinsuke's level, though. They never even allowed him to be close to Shinsuke's level. Shinsuke Nakamura is a guy who won the Royal Rumble. He's a guy that was the NXT champion, a guy who had memorable matches with countless superstars. Tozawa, absolutely gifted.
A guy who I wouldn't mind seeing win Money in the Bank.
Hey, we're going to talk about him in a little bit because he was on Raw tonight, man. He was on Raw, but right now Riddle talking hella trash about the ring general. Basically, he wants an Intercontinental Championship shot. Ludwig Kaiser, he says there's no shot. You have no shot of beating Gunther. He's talking even more smack. They go at it. Riddle's trying to break his arm. And I got to say this, the camera guy who was working on Raw during this, absolutely atrocious. You have 3 stars and you still have the camera zoomed in on Riddle's fucking chest. We can't see the action. You don't get a good shot here. This shot should have had all 3 men on the screen. That's just my take here.
Yeah, I agree.
And I disagree, Gianna. I don't think Raw sucked at all. I thought Raw was actually very good tonight and very fun and had a lot of good matches that I was actually interested in.
You know what? That part, though, that you just showed with the cameraman, that part sucked. And we can't blame that on Vince. Cameraman.
That's the cameraman. I mean, and nobody yelling at him about it either. Or pulling him back or doing something or being more prepared. That's a rookie right there doing his job. Because when you get vignettes like that, you want to be able to have room to get, good shots. I don't know whether
you got to get everyone in the shot.
Dom goes to Adam Pearce. He wants a match tonight on Monday Night Raw, and they say they have the perfect opponent, and he wants to know who, but they don't tell him. They said, "We'll let you know." Rhea Ripley started to whispering in Dom's ear. We find out later in the night. We also get a lot of highlights from all the previous Money in the Bank matches throughout history. I had to pull this one up because for me, that is my absolute favorite Money in the Bank moment. It will never be topped, especially with what's happening right now in the WWE with the Roman Reigns run the way it is right now. He's been elevated to such a level, and Brock Lesnar, for him to cash in on those 2 specific guys at a WrestleMania, not just a show or a pay-per-view, at a Mania, and walk out with the championship.
So that is my, I agree with you, Savage. That is my absolute favorite cash-in. My second favorite Money in the Bank moment, which isn't a cash-in, but personally, I loved the storyline where Edge tricked Mr. Kennedy out of his Money in the Bank contract. That was a good thing because it showed you, again, this is how important this thing is.
That only happened because they thought he was much more hurt than he was. They thought he was going to be off for 6 months.
Right, and I know this
30 days.
I know this sounds terrible, but it's crazy. It showed you how important it was. It was like 2 guys were having a feud over the Money in the Bank contract, not over
man. The Money in the Bank concept was a very good concept. I'm glad they came up with it. It's fun. I kind of miss it being at WrestleMania I thought it was a good WrestleMania event, and maybe
Yeah.
I'll make a comeback one day. We're gonna get Shayna Baszler coming out with Ronda Rousey, the new Unified Tag Team Champions. Because on SmackDown, you saw what happened on SmackDown, right? Ronda was wasting no time getting to the ring, by the way. I had a good look. They went on to beat Isla Dawn, Alba Fire, and unify the titles, and now they can defend those titles on Raw, NXT, or SmackDown anytime they want. Raquel with a really good look on SmackDown. Seeing this, she got me stumbling and fumbling my words over here. This makes me want to watch SmackDown maybe more. And look who makes their return. I guess this is what I missed when I didn't watch SmackDown. Liv Morgan apparently showed up, and they want a rematch for the titles that they never lost, so they have a claim to it. And we're going to get that match at Money in the Bank this Saturday. Special start time of 3 p.m. thanks to it being in the UK. Okay, so the match starts. In my opinion, this was actually turning into a good match, but it ended a little too fast for my taste. What did you think, Travis, of this matchup?
The ending came too quickly for me. It just went from like, okay, here's this good back and forth to, okay, armbar, tap out. It was like, it was too fast for me. Other than that, the rest of the match, I thought was pretty good. I think Raquel continues to get better almost every week, and I think that, again, I stand by what I've said for years. I think that Raquel is a women's world champion.
A women's world champion. I think everybody in that ring tonight is a women's world champion. With the exception of Liv Morgan, although Liv was already world champion. But.
And my takes are not bad. My takes are awesome. So you can lump it. Who's on the show? Is it me or is it you?
Hey, man. It's okay. What did I tell you about the fans? We ignore the fans that have the negativity, man. There's no point. Ricky over here, he's just talking some shit.
My game.
It's okay. Listen, Travis has his takes. I have my takes. We all have our takes. Ronda Rousey has her take. If she came on here, she'd be talking hellish shit, saying that she's the best.
You know what the craziest thing about this year's Money in the Bank for me is? I actually have even thought about, okay, if they put it on Logan Paul. Like, I went back and I looked and I'm like, this is the first year where no matter who wins this Money in the Bank, I'm like, I like this. We're never going to have a previous Money in the... We're never going to have somebody who, they've already won Money in the Bank once already. So I think I'm like, that's good. No matter who wins, it's going to elevate them.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad you have that opinion right now in the middle of this fucking match we're talking about. Are you talking about the women's or the men's? Are you talking about both? Women's or men's or both? Huh? I'm gonna entertain your conversation here.
Okay.
So answer the question.
I didn't hear the question.
Oh, God. Which match are you talking about? The women's ladder match or the men's ladder match?
The men's ladder match.
So although for the women's match the same way you're excited for the men's match.
Yeah, I think they could both be great.
We're going to talk about both those matches later on, Mr. Travis over here. In a very nice, orchestrated, conducted way, man. That's what this talk show is. It's a talk show, but it's like how can I explain it? It's a scripted talk show, but it's scripted in here. It's a random script that I pull out. I don't know.
And he doesn't share it with me, so I just guess.
No, man. You talk when you talk. You speak when you're spoken to, motherfucker. Finn Balor over here.
Lord King, motherfucker, to you.
All right, man. Listen, this is your show on Thursdays and Fridays, all right? If I come on, I came on the other time. I didn't say a fucking word. I sat there. You didn't even say hello to me, you piece of shit. I'm sitting there waiting for hello.
I didn't know you were there. I didn't even see you.
Okay. Well, at least that's a solid excuse. I mean, I believe that actually. I believe you. Don't worry about it. Finn says that the guy that Seth beat 7 years ago is dead. You made me bitter. You have it all now. They love you. They sing your stupid song. Vengeance and that world title will be mine. So what we have here is a real story that is literally 7.5 years in the making. We have a world champion who's at the top of his game, and every time he gets in the ring, he looks more and more like a fucking baby face. And that is starting to annoy me. Especially from what we saw tonight. Being all buddy-buddy with none other than guess fucking who? And yeah, he has a World Heavyweight Championship match coming up at the end of the week. And Finn Balor's going to fight tonight. He's going to have a match tonight. And you're not going to believe who it's against. It's against the NXT World Heavyweight Champion, Carmelo Hayes, who makes his Monday Night Raw debut. And I'll admit it, impressed I was with Carmelo Hayes. And all the credit to him. And get yours. But Rollins inviting him here, being buddy-buddy, it's like, are we really making this guy like a fucking babyface right now?
One, I agree with you. Seth is better as a heel. But two, I'm just going to go ahead and say this because you said they're going to have. You said they're going to have a match later. I will go ahead and throw this out there. I think match of the night was Hayes and Balor.
Yeah, you're not going to get an argument from me, man. You're really not.
I agree
Seth
with
Rollins,
Steve,
though.
I agree with you, Stephen Chambers. I think Seth and Finn is going to be the best match at Money in the Bank.
Seth Rollins does his usual spiel. Architect. He takes the people are singing to him for a few minutes. He's the visionary. He's the architect. He's the revolutionary. And then Finn Balor tries to attack. He tries, but Seth anticipates it. And thanks to Carmelo Hayes, he stops a brutal chair attack that would have maybe it would caused injury to Seth Rollins even more. That doesn't happen. Seth, I don't know, somehow still ended up to get busted open a little bit. Got a little blood on his face. Don't know from where. We'll talk more about Finn tonight and Carmelo, obviously.
So according to what I read, they said that what happened was when he went over the embankment, he hit a rough part of the plastic, and it was jagged because somebody had broken off a small piece, so it accidentally cut it. Yeah,
shit happens. That's called wrestling, man. You should have seen the shit I saw. Yeah, I almost saw somebody get their head decapitated yesterday. I'm not going to show the video of that. But shit happens.
Those indie shows are crazy.
Shit happens. It's not indie. It's anything. Anything in the rest. Once you get in that ring and you go to run a match, you don't know what's going to happen. You go to pick up another human being's body. They could be, bigger than you, smaller than you. Gravity takes over. The right step wasn't taken. Not enough jump in a height in the jump, angle, misstep. That's why it says
try this at home.
This is by professionals. Do not try this at home. There's a reason, because you can get really hurt.
It's Murphy's Law, but the difference is that with this Murphy's Law, you've got 1,000 people.
Forget about the people. See, that's your problem. As a fan, you're thinking about it from the fan's perspective. Me, as the wrestler, or used to be wrestler, when I went out there, I didn't see people. They don't exist. I'm focused on the wrestler in front of me, so I can have the best match possible. And for the guys that are really good, I'm telling you for a fact, Travis, like Seth Rollins, he might acknowledge the fans as he's in the ring, but once that bell rings, the only thing he really sees, they got that tunnel vision. I get what you're saying. From a fan's perspective, who's never taken the bumps, you're thinking the fans have a big impact on a lot of these wrestlers. And I'm telling you.
Well, no. What I was saying was that you're talking about how chaotic it can be, the wrong step. Yeah, I could walk outside and get, hit by a car, but that's one person. When these people get hurt, you've got millions of eyes on them. So it's like, I wasn't saying
especially
like the fans.
Especially on a Monday night, yeah. No, but the fans, they play a huge part in the shows as far as like getting the wrestlers hyped up at the beginning and the end of the match. But some wrestlers get like, I've seen wrestlers mess up because the fans would get to them. You know what I mean? Like they'd be getting booed on, nasty, spit at, shit thrown at them, and the wrestler just fucking crumbles. And you can see it in the way
out to a certain degree.
You have to. No, it's a tough business. If you can't handle that shit, you'll know right away. Trust me. The fans will eat you alive if you let them. Now we see another wrestler who hasn't been on TV a lot. Last week he made his debut again. Had a match with The Miz. He was talking about how 9 months, not one phone call from Mr. Tiny Balls. This injury was a blessing in disguise, and this time around I will create my own opportunities, my own fate. I'm going to take care of shit, man. No more following around the stupid Miz wearing all that dumb neon green gear. Says all this in an interview with Byron Saxton. I got you. Let me finish my slideshow. Let me babble, and then I'll let you babble. We're almost there. Miz basically stops this match from even happening. Sneak attacks Ciampa, bitches at him, says, I gave you all the opportunities, and you disrespect me. All right, Travis, what'd you think of this?
So first of all, because his name is Ciampa, and he said in the thing, he said, you're a chump. I can see Miz start calling him Ciampa. Like, that wouldn't be terrible. And for me personally, am I a little frustrated we were cheated out of another Tommaso Ciampa match? Yeah, but I'm okay with it for the storyline. And then the third thing, thank you, God, that they brought back his No One Will Survive theme, because the other one was not doing it for me.
We'll see if they're going to let Ciampa be a little more powerful on Monday Night Raw. We'll see if they bring back DIY. It's a possibility.
I want to see them.
Imagine that, DIY, Ciampa, Gargano, and then maybe they're the ones that beat Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens the rest of the week. Maybe KO and Sami holding those titles for a minute, man. I don't know.
And then the big thing for me is also at some point, I want to see Blackheart Ciampa.
100%. Yeah, they need to let him have a full run, but that's going to take some time as long as Roman's doing what Roman's doing, unless they're going to go the Seth Rollins route, which would be a good feud. Seth and Ciampa would be a good
Absolutely, feud. It would.
Imperium over here talking some shit, and now they're the ones that are going to get interrupted by Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Speaking of those Canadian devils, Ludwig says, keep walking. We don't have time for you. Sami Zayn challenges. Gunther says, I want you one-on-one. Gunther's like, you want to ride my coattails too? Be my guest. Do you want to talk about the segment, or we're saving it all for the match?
Good segment.
Yeah, good segment. We're saving for the match. We see Dom and Mommy. They're coming out to the ring right now. Who will face Dominic Mysterio? And I want to ask you, who did you think the opponent was going to be before we find out who it was? Did you have any guesses?
Exactly who I thought it was going to be.
Okay, so you were right. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling too, but I wasn't 100%. But here's Tozawa.
It's such a heel move to pick someone like Tozawa, who it's like, of course he's going to get the win over Tozawa. I could get the win over Tozawa.
All right, now you're talking hella shit.
From
honestly,
a booking standpoint,
I need to see a 20-minute Tozawa match ASAP because this guy's really good. Tozawa deserves a lot of credit. And he may have the best suicide dive in the game right now. I'm not gonna lie. Not even one of. He might have the best. The velocity, watch that replay again tonight. The velocity this man is hitting the opponent coming out of that fucking rope. It's wild to watch. Young Bucks ain't even doing that. This is a good shot right here. You see Rhea Ripley inserting her dominance. Tozawa looks like he saw a ghost, Travis.
People always say that. I've never really thought the Young Bucks had all that great of suicide dives. They're not terrible, but they're
but I'm talking about the people that are like super kick party, like John Gilcher. He's a big Young Bucks mark. As soon as they do a suicide flip, he can just sit there and watch them do backflips all day. He loves that shit. All right, Tozawa over here. I'm glad you like to change the subject, man. You're off the rails, Travis. We're going. Let's try to stay on path over here. We're doing a good job, making good time. 33 minutes to, we're almost done covering a 3-hour show. I was just agreeing with you that
Tozawa has one of the best.
You know what? This is a good time for us to take a little break, though, and we'll play a little video. We should. I think so. Let's play a little video. Let's show more highlights from BPW last night. Check this shit out. You might like this. you can see, all hell was breaking loose. All hell was breaking loose at the battlefield, and if you want to find out what happened, watch live. Premier streaming networks. I picked the perfect clips to kind of just tease. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. So Dominique over here has the match with Tozawa. Big time frog splash, gets the win off the assist from Rhea Ripley, of course, because God forbid Dom gets a clean win. You want to talk about that match at all?
I'm going to give some credit where credit is due. Since you talked about Suicide Squad, Suicide died. I think that Dominic has maybe the best frog splash in the business right now. I think the way...
All right, we just fired Travis from Wrestling with Savage.
I just like the way he hits it. He has a very impactful...
I'll give you that.
It looks like he's walking away hurt from it.
It looks good. It looks good. It looks so much better than what it used to. Best frog splash in the business. I still got to give it to right now. I don't want to even say it, but it's kind of hard to argue. Montez Ford, the height wise, is just a little scary.
Who was it?
Montez Ford.
Montez Ford. Okay.
Crazy height on his frog splash.
I guess it's because the splits thing he does as he takes off. I don't know why. For some reason, to me, I'm always like, oh, he does this splits thing. That's not a frog splash, but. It is
Viking
amazing.
Raiders start talking shit. They say they're going to destroy the Alpha Academy very soon. And then we see Trish Stratus coming out with Zoe Starks. They're going to hype up the Women's Money in the Bank match with a Women's Summit hosted by Corey Graves coming up shortly. Becky Lynch is the only one that gets the full commercial. After the commercial break, she gets the full entrance, comes to the ring. All 6 women in the ring there, and Bayley's going to get it started talking some trash. And then we're going to go to... man, I don't even know her name anymore. That's
Zelina Vega.
Are they really going to let her win? Because the way she was talking tonight, she seemed pretty confident that her and Santos Escobar are going to both win, which I don't see him winning. But
Santos is not going to win, but I could see her winning.
I could see Trish winning. I could see Becky Lynch winning. I can see Zoe Stark winning. Because I think Zoe Stark is the dark horse in this. You know, that briefcase... If you want to be honest, that briefcase is supposed to elevate talent. Trish, Becky, even Bayley, they don't need elevating. Now, Zelina, she could use some elevating. Io Sky could use some elevating. But who do you pick between Io Sky? Just hear me out. Who do you pick between Io Sky, Zelina Vega, or Zoe Starks if you want to elevate one of those 3 newer superstars in the company? Who's winning the Money in the Bank? If that's your choice, one of those 3.
That is a tough one for me. I personally feel like the right decision is Zoe Stark, but at the same time, I hate to say that because I'm like, but I want to see EO get elevated too. But I just, for the work they're doing...
Pick one, and Vince McMahon is talking to you, and he doesn't give a fuck about what you think. He wants to know who you want to win this fucking briefcase. God damn it, Travis. You got Zoe 5 seconds. All right. Because that's how it's done when Vince is there. Vince ain't asking people fucking tell me about your feelings. Do you think... Hear me out. Hear me out. Do you think Vince McMahon walks around backstage and actually asks people about their feelings?
I think Vince McMahon makes his decision by reading the tea leaves and the shit he took in the morning.
That is not true, and it's real big disrespect to Vinnie Mac, all right? Calm down right now. Calm down. Vince... That is bad. That's something Jay would say, or actually something Anthony would say.
It's better than how I decided.
Happy birthday to Anthony Loves Wrestling. His birthday was this weekend. Shout out to you. Hopefully, he should be like 36 years old right now. But you want Io Sky to get some shine too, and I see it. Becky Lynch over here making out with that Money in the Bank briefcase, and that's the shot we would get on Monday Night Raw. And this would be the closeout segment to hype up the Money in the Bank women's match coming up this Saturday, Travis. Becky Lynch, in my opinion, I feel like WWE is very, transparent sometimes. And they pretty much show you what they're going to do. Yeah. Not saying she's going to win, but it sure as shit wouldn't shock me.
It wouldn't shock me, but I don't think it's the right decision to make.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with you, Steven. If Trish Stratus wins, this was definitely Vince McMahon's doing. Okay. Maybe, man. Maybe Vince and Trish are in the back having a repeat of that segment many moons ago on Raw. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know what happened. But Seth Rollins invited Carmelo Hayes here tonight. And now he's got a matchup with Finn Balor because of what he did earlier in the night. And he says, tonight, I won't miss Carmelo Hayes. Imperium's going to come out. And arguably, I know you said that the Finn Balor Hayes match was also the match of the night for you. But this, to me, was right there with it. I'm not going to say it was the match of the night, but this was such a good match, man. Sami Zayn and Gunther absolutely tore the house down. Carmelo Hayes, by the way, tomorrow is taking on Corbin on NXT Gold Rush. We'll have your results here live after 10:30, so come on by and hang out with us. Becky Lynch telling Rhea Ripley, you better not cash in. Rhea Ripley telling Becky, you better not cash in on me, or it will be the last thing you do in WWE. They're hyping up the Matt Riddle-Gunther match. I think Matt Riddle has absolutely no shot at this. Once I'm done with these slides, Travis, I'm going to go to you and you can tell me if you think Riddle has a shot and what you think about the match, of course. KO, Sami Zayn coming out, an absolutely brutal matchup. Big-time chops, big-time bumps, big-time shots, good storytelling. Giovanni Vinci making his return with the crutches, playing his part as well. And Gunther doing what Gunther does, just beating the holy hell out of Sami Zayn. I mean, ripping his chest apart on the apron, on the turnbuckle, in the middle of the ring. And then Sami putting up a hell of a fight. Surprisingly, it amazes me how big Sami is next to Gunther when you watch him the match. And Sami, just a hell of a competitor, a hell of a storyteller. He's a star. Sami Zayn is a star. And this match right here proves how goddamn good he is and how lucky WWE is to have kept him on board all those years with all the silly storylines he did with the Johnny Knoxvilles. The payoff has happened. And now he's one of your best in-ring performers. And I never thought I would say that about Sami Zayn. I always liked him. I always thought he was good, talented. But to actually say he's one of the best in-ring performers in the business right now is fucking crazy to me. So good. Great match. Gunther is going to end up picking up the win. Crazy splash right there. KO. Everybody gets involved, but there it is. The handicap man over there on the apron using his crutch to get a good shot in on Sami, and Gunther gets the job done with the power bomb. Riddle comes out to save the day, breaks the crutch over Gunther's back. So yeah, what'd you think about that match, Travis?
I thought the match was good. So to answer your first question, he's got no chance in hell. Sorry, I couldn't help it. But no, there's no way they give the. I will tell you this. I don't think they will for two reasons. One, I just don't think Riddle's ready for it. But two, and the bigger reason, in London, you take that title off Gunther, you're going to have a freaking riot on your hands. He's huge over there. So the match itself was good. I did like the finish because I liked the fact that it kind of further reminded you that it's like, okay, yeah, he got hit in the head with, hit in the throat with, or whatever, with the crutch, but it was the power bomb that put him down and kept him down, because Gunther's power bomb looks like it would knock the wind out of you for a week solid.
Well, sometimes he doesn't sell it as well or give it as hard, but yeah, when he does it right, it's great.
Right, and he did say, because I do remember one time he said that there were certain people he knew he would never give the power bomb the full strength to. He said, he's already said, if I ever have a match with Randy Orton, if he comes back, I won't give him the full strength power bomb because his back can't handle it. So I also think that's something other people don't realize is they think, oh, Gunther's this big, huge guy, and yeah, he's got the gimmick of the ring general, but I'm like, no, he really is as smart as people think his character it should be.
He's actually smarter.
Yeah, I think I read once somewhere that he's got an IQ of 145 or something like that.
Probably does, man, and it makes sense. That's why everything's coming together. He obviously turned his whole life around. If you saw him a few years ago compared to what he looks like now, it's insane the transformation this man has made to turn himself and etch himself into the history book soon in WWE, turning himself into a legend and guaranteed future world champion.
Absolutely.
Gunther's time's coming. Carmelo Hayes, his time maybe right now. He's going to have a matchup against Finn Balor. Will Finn Balor be ready for the biggest match of his life this Saturday at Money in the Bank? I don't know. We're going to find out, though, this Saturday. And Alpha Academy, hold on, man. You're doing it again. We got it. Where's your buzzer? I need a buzzer. Do I have a buzzer? Hold on, I'm gonna see if I have a buzzer. I do. Look, I'm gonna put it loud now. So I'm gonna bring this all the way to the top now. Hold on. All right, so that's if you're good. Like if you did something correct, that's the right buzzer. Now, every time you cut me off, I'm gonna do this. It's bad.
Do I look like Pavlov to you?
It's bad. It's bad because I'm gonna go to you on all this. I need to know what you think about Alpha Academy. I need to know what you think about Carmelo Hayes versus Finn Balor. But first, I want to know what you think about Natty. Talking about basically, she has the most experience in these Money in the Bank matches, and she has the most experience in the company. She's talking her shit, saying that she wants a title shot against Rhea Ripley next week. What do you think about all this happening on Monday Night Raw?
I'm going to be honest with you. So, first of all, we'll go in order of the way you showed them. So, first of all, Alpha Academy, honestly, I still say they are one of the absolute best and most underutilized tag teams on there. Like to me, these guys are people I would have made the tag team champs long time ago. I would have put it on them and kept it on them for a while. So that's number one. Number two, as far as the Natalia thing goes, I'm going to sound terrible saying this, but when they showed her, I was like, wait a minute, Natalia still works at WWE? Which, of course, I know she's going to work there probably forever. But there are times where I forget because they do nothing with her. It's just pointless. It's like, I'm going to demand a match with Rhea Ripley next week. I'm like, well, you're going to demand an ass kicking next week. Got it.
Yeah, that's a pretty much fair assessment right there. That's probably exactly what's going to happen. But we're also going to get to see Seth Rollins taking on Finn Balor, and Finn Balor is having a match a few days before that big matchup, and it's against Carmelo Hayes. And this match was an absolute banger. Probably was match of the night. Definitely one of the matches you definitely want to watch besides the Gunther and Sami Zayn match. But they tore it up, man. Carmelo Hayes made no mistakes. Had a lot of innovative, moves. You could hear the crowd was into the match. You could hear the crowd going ooh and ah when he was doing all his springboard moves. Carmelo looking good, and I'm happy to see an NXT superstar getting shine on Monday Night Raw. Match was a thumbs up for me, Travis. What did it do for you? And Finn Balor getting the clean win. With
2 thumbs up. I'm going to say this, and this is me giving them credit. This is for me my Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy moment. I've never been really sold on Carmelo Hayes. I'm like, yeah, he's decent in NXT, but he ain't going to be able to hang with the big boys. He absolutely did. He proved tonight to me that he can hang with the big boys. He can hang with the Finn Balors, the Seth Rollins, and do it well. So I think I'm actually very interested to see where Carmelo Hayes continues to go. Do we keep the NXT title on him for another couple of months, or do they take it off and move him up to the main roster? Or I don't know, but this was where I finally started to see why people like and see Carmelo the way they do.
Yeah, Carmelo's an absolute stud, but Finn Balor picking up the win, which is the right decision because it just shows you how powerful Finn Balor is. Sets him up for you to think that he has a chance of beating Seth Rollins on Saturday because he's out here just knocking out world champions on Raw. And, I don't think it hurts Carmelo.
Does he have a chance of beating Seth Rollins? Absolutely. Will they book that? Who knows?
No. But now we're going to get a promo from Cody, and they actually fucked up on this, too. The camera guy was an absolute idiot and didn't have the dog in the whole shot. They started off with the dog, Cody's famous dog. I think it's Pharaoh. And, great. They start off with the dog, and then they just zoom in on Cody right away. They zoom in on his new T-shirt exclusively for Georgia. I'm sure they sold a few thousand of those. And, he says he likes all these chats. But he'll like it more when he doesn't have to talk about Dom or Judgment Day anymore. And at Money in the Bank, Dom's not going to have anyone in his corner. Now we're going to get a whole video package about the Roman Solo, the Bloodline. The Civil War continues. The Usos on a rampage. Solo Sikoa on a rampage on Monday Night Raw. Hurting Sheamus. Paul Heyman just watching on. He loves it. But just this alone, I mean, I can't even tell you what this does for a wrestler's career, just having Paul Heyman standing next to you. So Solo Sikoa is a major player in the WWE. Make no
Future world
mistake.
champ.
Make no mistake about it. So you have to wait till SmackDown to see what the next part of this story is, and then I doubt we're got a conclusion. But who are going to be the ones? Do you have a pick for this match on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm actually going to have to go and say the Usos. I think they're going to make a thing about, they've tagged for longer, they know each other better. That gives them the advantage, and that's why they win. I still think that I still think they're headed towards Jay versus Roman part 2, but Jay's going to win this time to show
I would like to see this Civil War expand where Roman in bringing a family member and then the Usos bringing in a family member, thus making the bloodline bigger, making the battle bigger, setting up another pay-per-view match.
Who would you have each side bring in? And
it really depends. I mean, there's some guys. I mean, they could bring in Alpha Jr. They can bring in... I don't think they can bring in Jacob Fatu yet contract-wise. They could in like 5 more months or something like that. But They could bring Sean Maluta. They can bring in Juicy. You can even go old school, man. They can bring in one of the Wild Samoans if Alpha still wants to do it. The original Alpha. I don't know. Shit,
yeah,
man.
I mean, I think those are good ideas.
Or there's other guys, too. Rikishi's got a son out there now who's training right now that looks like a Solo Junior. So there's other guys, but maybe bring in more family. Sean Maluta they could bring in. If I had to pick, I would say bring in Jacob Fatu, Sean Maluta, Alpha Jr., or Jacob and Alpha would be phenomenal.
If you can get Jacob Fatu without the whole contract issues.
The storytelling they could do on Monday Night Raw right now is phenomenal because Alpha's on another level right now. He's meant to be on big TV right now, and it's crazy that he's not. Cody giving away his token workout belt strap thing that he wears all the time, and you can see the little girl over there has a sign. Obviously, they did it the right way, got Cody's attention, and you can see the look on her face. So Cody making another fan really happy, and now we're here at the main event: Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. Damian Priest also competing on another level right now. Very impressed with Damian. Big strides, and look at him now, main eventing Monday Night Raw with Cody Rhodes. And it was a really good match. I wouldn't say match of the night. And the reason I say it's not match of the night is because there are a lot of shenanigans involved. And I don't know.
Action.
Yeah, this is a good suicide dive by Cody. The match was solid. Nothing wrong with the match.
No. Damian continues to show us why one day he's going to be a world champion.
Yeah.
Like, you look at the roster, and I mean, obviously not every single person is going to be a world champion, but there are a lot of people who are young and up and coming on the main roster that are future world champions. There's people in NXT that are future world champions, and I'm going to be willing to bet you that in 4 months' time, we're going to see somebody new on NXT, and we'll be like, and that dude's a future world champion. Like,
I'll say this, Damian's probably got the best choke slam in wrestling right now out of anybody. The way he delivers it, the way he does it. Cody's selling the shit out of it, going for the razor's edge over here, and that's not going to happen. We get the Cody Rhodes finish over here. I was reading an article
today talking about Damian Priest, and somebody was saying, is he taller than Undertaker? And they were like, no, he's actually about the same height.
No way. He's 6'9", 6'10" at most. He's not even 7 feet tall.
But what we were talking about was like, what the article was talking about was like, if you ever look at it, Undertaker would lift them up to about his chest and then slam them down. Damian lifts them up so high, he looks like he's about to slam.
Listen, he doesn't have the best choke slam of all time. In my opinion, the best choke slam of all time, I even give it to the original Big Show, WCW. That giant choke slam was just something to behold. He was murdering people left and right with it. That's for me. Slam. And then that visual with the long hair and all the hairs in the air while he's driving them down to hell. It was good.
I would agree with you. That was probably, in my opinion, the best choke slam of all time.
After him, I give it to Kane and then Undertaker. I thought Kane had a better choke slam than Undertaker.
Oh, I agree.
Just because Kane looked so powerful. But here we are. It's the end of the night. We finished covering Monday Night Raw. It was a good show overall. I had fun with it. I thought there were some actually really good matches and decent storytelling on a lot of fronts. But we have the main event of Money in the Bank. Hopefully this is the main event.
Yeah,
and is it going to be the big night for LA Knight? I don't know. We're going to find out what's going to happen.
Here's the thing. Look at this thing. Ricochet wins. Okay, he's never had it. LA Knight wins. Never had it. Santos never had it. Logan never had it. Damian never had it. Butch never had it. Shinsuke never had it. No matter who wins this, a star is getting elevated. This is what I think it should be. I think it should be young, up-and-coming talent.
Here's what I'm calling. Ricochet and Logan Paul are going to cause themselves to get killed out of this match. And then that's going to lead to them having a match at SummerSlam. Shinsuke Nakamura should win this match, experience-wise, but he's not. I'm gonna have to say that from what I've been reading lately, I don't know if it's true or not, but the rumors is that everybody in the back wants LA Knight to win this match.
Here's the only problem, because I was reading something a little bit ago about Triple H being upset that there are people doing this with the creative and all that. Look, as much as we make the joke, here's the problem though. If Vince is back, which I'm not saying he is, if Vince is back, the problem we know from past is he can have everyone other than Vince going, I want it to be LA Knight. But if Vince goes, it's Logan Paul, guess who's winning that type?
No, you're not wrong, but I guess we're gonna have to wait till Saturday to find out. Everybody, you've been watching Wrestling with Savage. I'm gonna just give you a quick rundown of our upcoming events. Black Dahlia, we just did an interview with her, Travis, the other day, and it was actually, I think, our most successful watched interview that I've ever done, and that's even an interview I did with Ken Anderson, so it's fucking crazy. If you missed it, go back and watch it. It's a
look
really
at
good
her.
interview.
There's no wonder that was the highest.
It's a really good interview. Forbidden Door was this Sunday. MJF is still your world champion, and there's nothing that's going to change that. This Saturday, you're going to see the Bloodline and the Civil War. Money in the Bank, 3 p.m. I'm going to try to see if I can do a live play-by-play for this. It all depends on the weather, because if it's raining, I will be in this chair doing play-by-play for this show. If it's a beautiful day outside, I'm probably going to get dragged somewhere. Money in the Bank, though, this Saturday, a lot of matches to look forward to. And then they already announced Payback, September 2nd, waiting for them to announce the date on SummerSlam. I don't think they did that yet. But Wrestling with Savage is very busy. This Friday, we have Jimmy Hart at the Wrestling Universe in Queens, New York, June 30th. Come on down, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Free Marty Jannetty autograph. We're going to also have him at Hamburg Legends Fest. We have Haku and Black Dahlia at WrestleBash 2. All this stuff you can find on our website, WrestlingWithSavage.com. Please subscribe to Cri Text. Go follow him. Go pick up his new album, Justified Homicides. Shout out to him. Shout out to Chop City Wrestling. Both of them are our sponsors, so please go give him a follow on YouTube as well. And check out Outlaw Wrestling. Thursday, Friday, Jimmy Hart, both nights. Thursday, Stereo Garden. And then Friday, Brooklyn, Bay Ridge. I'll be there. Jimmy Hart will be there. It should be a good time. And if you missed Reloaded this past Sunday, watch it live anytime on the Premier Streaming Network. Sign up today. It's the best deal in wrestling. And also be on the lookout for more news on the Party with Marty podcast coming very soon. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Marty's episode of Dark Side of the Ring. And yeah, go check out WrestlingWithSavage.com. We have a lot of good merch. Travis here. I think you'll be with us tomorrow night for NXT.
Yes, sir.
All right. Gold Rush tomorrow night. So, yeah, everybody, have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow for NXT Gold Rush. This has been Wrestling with Savage, and I am out of here. I'm going to try to get another hour of Final Fantasy in before I pass out. Let's see. I don't know. Find out. Nice tipping.
Pedigree, 1, 2, 3, project you live as a champ. A last ride straight to hell, a tombstone, a choke slam. Here to give it to you raw. This is Wrestling with Savage. SmackDown, hold the title. This is Wrestling with Savage. What?
Wrestling with Savage begins